girls, today we're going to start our reading lesson from our guidebook, Cajun Folktales. We're going to do lesson 26 today. Let's take a minute to review. Our entire Cajun Folktale unit has been all about these very tricky and mischievous rabbits. Our culminating writing task at the end of the unit is asking us if a rabbit is a good character to play the role of a trickster. Who are the rabbits that we have talked about so far? Bristol?
Lapin and Peter Rabbit.
Very good. We have talked about the character Lapin, who is a rabbit, and we've talked about the character Peter Rabbit, who is, of course, a rabbit. Very good. Turn and talk to your partner to review. What are those rabbits like as characters?
Unwanted parts, and Peter Rabbit is naughty because he didn't obey Peter Rabbit disobeyed his mother because she don't cook Mr. McGregor's garden and was ready. So that's only how Peter Rabbit disobedient to his mother, and Lapin just tricks Spooky for fun.
All right. Let's come back to the teacher. Class?
Yes.
Very good. Let's take a look at our objectives today for this lesson. Okay? Today our objectives are: I can answer questions using text evidence about tops and bottoms to show I understand the story. Go ahead and assess yourself. Can you already answer the questions about tops and bottoms? Let's look at the next objective here. I can identify the meaning of non-literal language and how it is used to explain story elements. Can you explain non-literal language from this story? Can you use it to explain your story elements there? Go ahead and assess yourself. Let's take a look at all of the activities we're going to complete in this lesson to make sure that we can do those objectives at the end. And don't forget, at the end, we're going to reassess ourselves to decide if we did a good job on meeting those objectives. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to listen to the story Tops and Bottoms, and you're going to be an active listener, okay? The next thing is we're going to answer questions by putting my finger on the answer and using RAP, that restate, answer, prove. Number 3, we're going to share answers in a jigsaw group. 4, we're going to identify problem and solution using our collaborative message board. And the last thing that we're going to do is explain the non-literal language, cooked up a plan that we're going to hear in our story. We're going to take a look at our story, Tops and Bottoms. You're going to absolutely love this story. It is very familiar to one that we have read before. In order to be a good active listener, what are you going to be doing while I read the story? Evan?
You're going to put your finger on the words that you read.
Good. You can put your finger on the words that I read. Paxton?
Listen.
You can listen. Maggie?
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Very good. I have the book up here, but where can you look for the story? Where can you look, Kaylee?
On your screen.
Good. You can look on your screen because we have our story on our Nearpod lesson. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Tops and Bottoms, adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens. Once upon a time, there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and a smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting. Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. Wasn't that a good story?
Yes.
Yes, we sure do love our rabbit characters there. Now, if we go back and remember the objectives, one of our objectives today was to practice answering questions by putting our finger on the answer in the story. So we're going to practice that, and what you are going to do is you take a look at your directions on the screen here. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to read the question, okay? You have to know what we're trying to answer from our story. The second thing that you're going to do is you will read the text and put your finger on the answer. You have to find your text evidence. You have to find your sentence that proves your answer there. Number 3, discuss why this is the best answer with your partner. You have to put your heads together and kind of talk about why would this be the best answer for your question. And number 4 is you're going to type in your answer using RAP. And what is RAP again? Restate, answer, prove. Very good. So I'm going to pass out your questions with your partner. So you are going to follow the directions on the screen.
Very good. Bear took all vegetables.
And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors,
you have
never
cheated
became
me
business partners again.
But Bear,
Let's go back and reread our question. How is Hare able to buy back his land? Let's find it.
Bear allowed his family had changed back land. Here lost the bed
Top states. Use these words first. Okay, so now you say that again. Very good. Okay, so now you're going to type your answer using your restate, answer, and prove.
because she lost everything, giving
Great job on y'all's restate. Okay, make sure he gets a turn to type, okay? Yeah, there you go. It corrected it for you. I love the way y'all are using the text for your spelling. That's excellent. Good job.
Now before we sing, we need to go back in our text. Before we sing, we need to go back in our text.
Okay, now go back and check your sentence. Do you have a capital letter and a period at the end?
We need to O-I-N, change all the names to
Oh, good. I like how you have that.
God
Okay, let's spend 2 more minutes. I see some groups are already finished.
Don't say tomato, just say to pay off the
I really want you to go back and reread your text. Practice your fluency by rereading. Raise your finger.
No, you go.
If you've submitted your question, reread your text for fluency. Oh, good. Okay, so y'all go back and reread for fluency. Y'all reread your text for fluency if you finish early. Okay, class.
Yes.
All right, y'all did a great job on answering. I have 100% participation. Y'all have all submitted there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to break into our jigsaw groups. What you're going to do is you're going to meet with a person or each person in the group will have a different question, and you're going to meet and you're going to take turns sharing the answers to your question with the people in your group. Whenever you are finished, I want you to walk back to your seat so that we can get ready for the next part of our lesson there. Whenever you go meet in your jigsaw group, you need to use your good speaking skills. You want to speak loud enough for everyone in the group to hear you, but quiet enough so everyone in the whole classroom doesn't hear you. You also want to make sure that you don't talk too fast or you don't talk too slow. Very good. You want to have a good presentation there. If it's not your turn to be the speaker, make sure that you're a good listener. You're sitting quietly. You're looking at the person who is talking and you are listening the whole time. Whenever you go to your jigsaw group, make sure to take your passage and question with you so that the people in your jigsaw group can see. Whenever I call your group, if you'll quietly meet and pick a spot, and I'll give you 5 minutes to share, okay? So Nathan, Bristol, and Caden, you'll meet. Kylan, Hayden, and Jalen, you will meet. Preston, Miles, and Maggie, you will meet. Evan, Tyshawn, and Bella, y'all will meet. Kaylee, Ayana, and Jackson, y'all will meet. Zurich, Paxton, and Liberty, y'all will meet. All right, your 5 minutes starts now.
It said in the text that Hare was able to buy back his land. How is Hare able to buy back his land? Hare is able to buy back his land. I'm going to run profit from the How does Hare get Hare? Well, Hare treats Hare by getting all of the Hare never enslaved Hare season good and made to others. Hare brought back his land from the crops, and he named his Hare.
Everyone is back to your group. Remember, one of our objectives today is to practice putting our finger on the answer to answer a question. And go ahead and assess yourself on how you did there. Okay? Think about how how you were able to share your answer in the group, to share your question, assess yourself? Okay? Very good. Now our other objective today was to think about non-literal language and how it helps us to explain story elements. Take a look at our express your understanding part here. The author writes that Hare and Mrs. Hare cooked up a plan. What is the problem they are trying to solve with their plan, and what is their solution? Well, before we start writing and before we work by ourselves to complete this writing, let's do a brainstorming activity. We're going to use our collaborative message board to brainstorm and talk about our problem and our solution in the story. So you have to think in your mind, you have to go back to the beginning of our text that we read, our tops and bottoms story, and you have to think, what are Hare and Mrs. Hare cooking up? What plan are they cooking up? You have to think, why are they cooking up a plan? What is the problem? And how are they trying to solve their problem? So you can go ahead and get started working with your partner there. We're going to spend 5 minutes.
The problem is that they don't have their phone.
He's going to get the good parts. What do you call that? That Hare is tricking Bear. So their solution is, what are they going to do? They're going to trick Bear into getting what? Okay. Here's the text where it says cooked up a plan. Don't forget to add your solution in there. I see one where it says the solution is. See another one. Great job. Oh, it's class? Yes. All right, y'all did a great job on identifying your problem and solution from the story. We know that Hare and Mrs. Hare have a problem. They do not have any food because they lost a bet and they lost their land. We also know that they cooked up this plan. They were trying to figure out how to solve their problem. The solution that they came up with is that they're going to trick Bear. They're going to plant and weed and garden, and they're going to trick him each time so that they always get the best parts of the plant, and Bear is always getting the unwanted parts there. All right, we're going to use our problem and solution to write in our Louisiana learning logs. So I want you to take your selected text and put that in the back folder of your Louisiana learning log and open to your notebook page. Open to your notebook page for writing in the back there. Go ahead and label and date your notebook page. Lesson 26 is on the board. It's 11/30/2017. Lesson 26. Good. Paxton's ready. Put your name in the bucket. I love that you did that quickly. Jalen, you need to put lesson 26 up there. Jackson's ready. Put your name in the bucket. Awesome. Tyshawn, you're ready. Put your name in the bucket. Okay, let's take a look at the writing here. The author writes that Hare and Mrs. Hare cooked up a plan. What is the problem they are trying to solve with their plan? And what is the solution? Now, we just finished our collaborative message board to brainstorm the problem and solution. Assess yourself there. Did you come up with the problem on your own? Were you able to come up with the solution on your own? We're going to use that collaborative message board in our brainstorming to write in our My Thoughts section here. So you have the writing prompt on your screen. You also have it up here. Here's your question. What is the problem they are trying to solve with the plan, with their plan, and what is the solution? We're going to spend about 5 minutes on your writing. If you finish early, I want you to read your paragraph to yourself, and you can read your paragraph to a partner. Okay? Let's spend about 5 minutes. Go ahead and begin.
Our solution. Okay, so let's restate an answer using our guided writing here. So Hayden, what is the problem in this story?
The problem was Hare to the bear fight.
Okay, let me pause there and think about the problem. What's wrong? The problem would be what they need to solve. The problem. What's wrong with Hare and Mrs. Hare? Okay. Is Bear going to get the wanted parts? No.
He's going to get one.
Good. So add un there. Unwanted parts and
Hare is going to get wanted parts.
good job.
Great job, Liberty. Awesome. Good job, Maggie. That's awesome. You still working? Okay. Good job, Liberty. You're welcome. Okay, class?
Yes.
All right, y'all did a great job on your writing. And I love that I walked around and I saw some good transition words and linking words that are pulling together and just have that awesome written expression in your paragraphs there. What we want to do is review the objectives. We want to go back and think about why was this lesson so important? What did we want to learn from this lesson? One of our objectives is I can answer questions using text evidence about tops and bottoms to show I understand the story. Our other objective today is I can identify the meaning of non-literal language and how it is used to explain story elements. Now, like I said at the beginning, you're going to reassess yourself from the beginning after we have gone through and completed all of our lesson activities. So I want you to think about those 2 lesson objectives. Think about all the activities that we've done in our lesson today to help us really understand answering questions by putting our finger on the answer and using non-literal language to explain that problem and solution. So you're going to assess yourself for what you have learned in this lesson. Make sure you talk with your partner. Talk with your partner about what y'all choose together.
Using text evidence about tops and bottoms to show I understand this one. I feel good.
Yeah.
Teacher. I know it's great. Yeah, that's
All right. Y'all did a great job. I love that I can have your feedback up here. And I'll definitely review that and go over that before our next lesson. So let's go ahead and close up our lesson for today. We want to think to ourselves, why is this lesson so important in preparing us to write the culminating writing task? Remember that this is what our end goal of the whole Cajun Folktales unit. We want to figure out if a rabbit is a good trickster character. And we're going to answer that question by writing an essay, supporting our opinion statement with reasons, using our linking words, and including examples from our stories here. You have your Post-its and index cards at your table, so choose which one. And I want you to write, why was this lesson so important in helping us finish this culminating writing task for our guidebook unit? When you're finished, you can place them on the polka dot chair. If you have turned your exit ticket in, if you will close your guidebook folder, exit from your Nearpod lesson, and you can put your social studies notebook on your desk and get ready for social studies.